and this is The Legend of Dark Witch. It's a little indie game, very much based around Mega Man and Gladius, and not much else to say, so let's just get right into it. Alright, timer starts when I press start game, so 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, you'll notice at the start we don't have any cutscenes, we don't have anything to worry about. The story is all in the intro splash screen, which we don't see because this is speedrun. You just have to idle on the front screen to see it. So like I said, this game is very much inspired by Mega Man, as you can tell. It's run, shoot, jump, and it has multiple bosses that each give you a weapon. But it has an aspect of Gradius, which is that power-up bar at the bottom that fills as we kill enemies. And the crystals, like the one I just picked up, modify that bar. The only crystals you'll see me pick up in this game are the 2 crystals that influence the speed. And of course we pick those because we're speedrunners. We want to go fast. Otherwise, this is the only stage where you'll really see that bar be very important. I'm actually going to take a safety strat here and wait for that tornado instead of jump over it. Just so I don't have to worry about my bar going down too much. Because we don't have the boss's weakness yet, because like in Mega Man, all the bosses have a weakness from another boss. This boss's weakness is actually the last boss we fight. So we don't want to use that. We can't use that one yet, so we have to use the liner shot, which is effectively Buster. Most of this game is just going to be run and jump. Oh, I actually made that. This is the only quote-unquote fair stage. It is also the only stage where we have to take a damage boost. Missing that book is entirely fine because I took the safety strat. But coming up, there's a damage boost, which will be this water trap. It's the only time in the game where a damage boost is actually required to go fast. There might be one other one I take, but we're already at the first boss. This boss, Clinzy, is the only boss we fight fair, because the other bosses die in 2 hits. But she always gives us the same pattern anyway, so it won't be too bad. She'll always fire 2 orbs, and it looks like she's giving me probably a double low this time. Oh no, she gave me a high low. When we run past her, she summons her Storm and Phoenix, and by the time she starts her 3rd attack, she's dead. So this game is an indie game. Not many people know about it, but it got a bit of popularity because of AGDQ this year. With Krippe, one of the people who really got me into this game, running its sequel. The sequel is a very similar game, so if you watch Krippe's run, you'll notice that some of these bosses are from the second game. Or more specifically, they are from the first game put into the second one, because they're fan favorites. But, oh, that's weird. This game is designed almost entirely for speedrunning. Because like I said, there are boss weaknesses in those crystals. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I missed that jump. That happens sometimes. These 2 crystals that we pick up, one is from Clinzy's stage, and they're both the speed one. Clinzy has this boss's weakness. So it's practically entirely designed from the ground up to be for speedrunners. It's still a very fun casual game, but it's the only one I've seen do speedrunning with such a natural feel to it. I'm not used to talking while playing, and I'm sure that's showing. So I'm going to take this a little safer, just so I don't run the risk of an accidental death to the Hedgehoggers, which that is their official name. Most of the rest of the stage is pretty easy. Unless I completely whiff on a jump, I won't have to worry about it. This stage is the stage where movement is key, so messing up even once in your movement can have disastrous effects. But we made it through alright. The boss portal is right here, and this is going to show you just how powerful these weapons can be. Also, I apologize, I can't read chat right now because this game takes a lot of focus. So if anyone's saying anything, I can't answer questions until after my run is over. But that's the power. Oh, wow. Okay, that's bad. I didn't spam enough. That happens, like I said, that happens sometimes. I really wish that didn't happen. I'm just going to spam a little bit more. Okay, that was about the worst bad stage I could have asked for. Hopefully that's the only bad stage I have. As you can see, one little mistake, and this gets out of hand fast. So, hopefully, you don't have to worry about too much more about that. So, what we just picked up in the shop there was a Tress upgrade. Tress are the butterfly that you see flying into Zizo, the main character, after every time I kill something. Upgrading the Trace means we get more of it, meaning we get our power-ups faster, which is really only important to get speed faster. Where Blad's stage was heavily movement-based, Zola's, this stage, is very heavy about mashing. You only don't hold right to hold left. And the entire stage is just run and gun. It is...
Do we have time to read donations?
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, we have $10 from Dickus Khan saying, donate because I didn't completely choke and ruin the run. I also have $10 from me to match Dickus Khan's donation.
Nice.
So that's $20. Appreciate it, guys.
Nice.
That was a great run, Dickus. You did great.
Yep.
So, this is the stage where the risk of dying is the highest. Because these blocks, as you see, can disappear on you while you're running. They're always the same blocks that disappear. But there's a gauntlet coming up just about now that if I mess up once, I'm ruined. So I'm going to focus here and take it a little slow. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to see the first instance of the weapon swap glitch. This is the only glitch we use in this category, and I don't know exactly why it works, but if we swap to a different weapon after one's already in the air, we get the rank of the weapon we swapped to, rather than the weapon we shot. So in this case, we only have a rank 0 bound ring, but it was doing damage as if it was rank 1, because we swapped to Dia. You'll be seeing that on every boss fight from here on out, with the exception of Very, who's weak to Dia anyway. So, at this point in the run, it's just, we have all the power-ups we need from the shop, so we're not going to go back until Very stage. And at this point, it's just more run and gun. There's some zips in this stage, which you'll see me do. But this is a good time to point out that this game has a whole lot of love put into it. Every stage is unique. Oh, that's weird. Let's wait for it to shoot. There we go. Every stage has something that... Actually, most stages have... 90% of the stage is different from any other stage in the game. So, like this, you'll only see these orbs that change block patterns in one other stage in the game. There are some repeated enemies just for gameplay mechanics, but otherwise, none of these stages are even close to one another. And that just shows a lot of dedication put into it. And Nana, the person who made this, is immensely proud of his game, and is right he should be. Just take this a little bit safe. That was weird. So this is the stage, this is what I was afraid of. This is the stage where I need to take another damage boost if I failed the first, failed that. I have to take a damage boost through that, otherwise that gauntlet becomes almost impossible to do. You can do it with good timing, but I've shown you I'm not that great at timing thus far. So we're already at Papline, the boss. And again, we're going to use weapon swap glitch. Yeah. So, like I said, all these bosses die in 2 hits. We actually... Oh no, that was the worst thing that could have happened. I'm choking hard, I'm sorry guys. Thankfully, dying on a boss like I have been is way more forgiving than dying in a stage. Because dying on a boss takes about 10 seconds, whereas dying on a stage can take upwards of a minute. So, I'd rather take a couple of boss deaths rather than have died on a stage. Because when you die on a stage, you lose all of your power-ups. So you have to recollect your speed, and so forth. But, because of the checkpoints, you aren't really guaranteed there to be enough enemies. So you might not get enough speed. If I die on a certain checkpoint in a later stage, I just have to reset the stage. Because it's just that punishing. But now would be a great time to like plug the charity as well as Team Voltage?
Yeah, sure, I can totally do that. Well, first of all, let's explain why Voltage is doing this whole thing. Voltathon is a speedrunning marathon brought to you by the members of Team Voltage, a Twitch team dedicated to bringing you the most high quality content with the chillest of vibes. Be sure to head over to voltage.gg and give those guys a follow. And what we're doing is we're getting together and putting together all the coolest speedrunners from around the block and asking them to get together and raise some money for the Trevor Project, which is the only national organization providing suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning youth in crisis. They serve more than 100,000 LGBTQ plus youth every year with life-saving programs such as counseling and other things that could help the mindsets and the well-being of these types of individuals out. So if you want to contribute your money, your extra cash to something that is very, very much a good cause, in personally my opinion, and I hope it's yours too, consider giving a donation to these guys. All the proceeds go directly to them. We're not handling any of this money. The donate link below the stream is a button that goes directly to their payment processing and goes directly to our tracker on the stream. So definitely consider that, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream and everything, and I'm gonna throw it back to our runner. Thanks for listening to that whole spiel about everything.
All right, and thank you for that, because on that stage. So we're up on stage. Aula is the sixth of the main bosses that we fight. Give us a weapon, and she is the only boss in the game with ice physics. The ice physics really don't play a part in the speedrun. They make momentum harder to get, but they don't go at top speed. And on all the ice at top speed anyway. But again, this has a lot of enemies that you'll never see again. Or if you do, they'll be in a remix stage, like the next stage. One was probably a crowd favorite, the Papa Snowman, the giant buff snowman. Always a fun one to see. Really, again, this is a mostly run and gun. It has one tricky jump at the very end. I'm actually going to take it and double back. These rocket penguins are nightmares. They are pretty much the only RNG element in the game. That one that doesn't actually normally spawn. I don't know why that one does or doesn't spawn at any given point. He has killed me more times than not by being there. Here, because of this jump. There we go. And Owl, the boss that's coming up, is the only boss onto her. We never have to shoot at a range. So we're going to use Upper Tornado, which is the power we got from Stoge, and swap to Dia before it can do damage to shot her again. I run past it to force her to shoot the other way, so I don't have to worry about taking damage there. And actually, I don't know if anyone here is noticing, but actually here. But now we're on to Very. We had to pop into the shop real quick twice. At this point, the bosses all have a lot more health, so we wouldn't be able to two-shot them without upgrading our Dia. I'm going to just take the 2-jump. We upgrade Dia twice. Now our was even more damage because all of our things are going to be reading as their weapon rank 3, rather than just a rank 1. That was a drop shoot input. Like I said, the deaths in this game can be very punishing. It is a very rough game to run sometimes. Just because a single mistake, a single misplay, or a single dropped input, and you have to reset your run. I was hoping to bring a deathless run, but I guess I got all of those out of my system before the marathon itself. So I'm just going to take these a little bit slower, because they've already bitten me once. There we go. So this game, this stage in particular, has a lot of cycles. Especially these tornadoes here. These are the only times you'll see the tornadoes outside of Plinzy's stage. And no, swapping to Comet here was not intentional. Comet is the worst weapon in the game. It's slow, the angle on it is awful. Anytime you see a streamer swap to Comet when they're running this game, it is 100% an accident. Normally caused by there being too many butterflies flying into Zizo at the same time. Sometimes you just don't have an option but to take them. Should have practiced giving more commentary. Okay, normally you can get through there without a problem, but I was like a frame late. So, being on 2 hearts of health here is better than 1, obviously, but it's extremely risky. I'm going to take that a little safer as well. There are birds that fly through the stage at guaranteed points that can actually one-shot you by knocking you into the void. And taking a death at any point after that cave section requires me to reset the entire stage because of the fact that I just don't have enough enemies to get speed and line and wing, all of which are practically necessary. But we made it through well enough. What's up?
Did your OBS drop frames?
I don't think so. Oh, I did drop frames.
Okay, alright.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's happening.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. I just want to make sure it wasn't the server dying.
Yeah, it's good now, man.
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah, you're fine now.
I think someone else in my house is actually streaming.
Oh.
But anyways, we're up to Riva now. Last stage of the game. This is the Wily stages, you could say. Here we're going to refight all of the bosses we fought earlier, and they will be just as easy. I actually found something out earlier while practicing, but there's a practically frame-perfect glitch that soft-locks your game. The portals that you see don't spawn for some reason, and I think it involves taking damage, killing the boss, and having the portal spawn all at the exact same frame. Needless to say, I don't think it's repeatable. But it's just something to watch out for. If that does happen, the game auto makes safety saves for you. And I missed the weapon swap glitch here, so you just have to take an extra moment. So I'm going to be trying to do a glitch in here. It is not very common to get. Yeah, I was a frame late. Or, yeah, if you jump into those portals, the frame they spawn, you can skip the boss's death animation, which is a huge time save. I was a little bit late on that one as well. So I'm going to have to really try to make sure Al doesn't take me out. Okay, she didn't. She was the one I locked on earlier. I really don't want to do that. So each time we go into the weapon menu on Stoj, I'll do it here again.
It's a raid!
Oh, am I getting raided?
We're getting raided!
Oh, I actually got one of the glitches too. So that was what I got on Papline. You saw that I randomly disappeared before the boss. Also, hello raiders. But that was the glitch I was talking about. So this is Riva, Phase 1. She's the last boss of this game. And she goes down like a chump. But she has 2 phases being the last boss. The last phase, is actually an auto-scroller. There's nothing I can do to speed this up. You cannot hurt her, her health goes down naturally. She'll just summon random monsters that we have to kill. So from this point on, if Matt or Fives would like to read any questions that chat's had, or if there are any, really I'm just going to spam boundarings, listen to good music, and I want to thank all my friends who are watching and Team Vultures for putting on such a great marathon.
That's a great segue into something that I have to share with you. We have a $10 donation with the comment that reads, "You go, Rose," from Sunshine.
Thanks, Sunshine. Yeah, a couple of my friends wanted the stream link, so thank you guys so much for watching.
And that was a massive raid by our good Voltage buddy Mike Feedback. Thank you so much for that raid and that host, my friend.
Thank you so much, Matt.
If there was any messages that were questions, we couldn't read them because it literally got spammed.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, you'll see she's throwing out little purple pellets that I have to dodge. They are so predictable that I can't help but dodge them. The hedgehoggers that are spawning, that pair and the one next pair, are the only point I can really think I take damage. And they're already done, so at this point the run's over pretty much. It's just waiting for her to die.
Just go ahead and say time when he's
Yep.
up.
Time will be whenever I lose all control of Zizo, which is about a second and a half after the boss herself dies.
Cool.
I'll of course call it out as well.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, we gotta sit here and listen to these tasty jams, because this is probably the best song in the game. So the last monsters that come up can't actually damage you, but they can push you into the way of her shots. But if all goes well, they should die before they're even visible. Yep, that's it.
Time.
Well, not time yet, but...
This is a well-designed time button. I'll tell you that right now.
Time.
Sweet. That's a 2108.
And that's a 1757 IGT. We've timed by IGT rather than RTA in this game. That is... My goal was a sub 18 for you guys, which I just got, so... I want to thank you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed it. Up next, I believe, is Maxi Lobes with Beautiful Joe, I believe. Or am I mistaken? Okay. That is awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I see you in my stream at some point. If not, thanks for watching regardless.
Alright, thank you very much.
Later.